11.1 million. Edikoton konya asiana ne edikoton konya edikogu Bank of Ghana headquarters. Now Oshe Sika ya committee into this particular construction as a building in Kutoa. Ivan, that will be say enti say yetiwo na yesi Ghana ye ni sika na wapayo na say den pa because Oshe Sika awuramu a anyesika ketwa enkura keke 11.1 million
enti obika cho say yenim nyansa nisi edi independence.
Oh,
I think so you should also understand it.
Why?
Because akwa say baby a wudu tibeto wunni baby a du tibeto na obi ache osika na wafra wonamfo se monko na kempiski na monko gimoni nti mo ba gimoni the whole day no ba na sa mancho ha na oba beda nipa only vision, nipa only plan. No, that is what you do, and that's exactly how we've been behaving in the past years. Because at the time of this idea of Bank of Ghana buy, at that time, Ghana was in a serious economic predicament. We are aware, because officially Ghana declared bankrupt in 2022 when we officially wrote to our creditors, external ones, say, "Chale, yen to mean to yaka." At the time, we were using a fortune to pay for such a building. And then at the same time, that same time, Bank of Ghana was turned into a printing press. And I had the printed cash and a journey daytime, we ended up Bank of Ghana boka over 60 to 70 billion Ghana cedis.
2.3
in the history of this country. I'm not sure a single state institution in a year aboka such amount of that magnitude to that. I don't know, I'm yet to be educated on that. Over 70 billion and a Bank of Ghana and Quantina Hoboka. And ne over that sorry no na the building number started the amount they quoted nyini kwana nima ba beduru ne na bisa won say as a country at that time ana oman no as a by force ye ahia fo sika pension ne sika ye debt restructuring by force because aban enni sika no e dey na be ma Ghana aban the Bank of Ghana tana ka say me kwa akosi building and a priority at the time when we are forcing people to sacrifice at the time. But because building no yesia a ho na amanfo benyo omo cut because until that building goes up no amanfo sika become baby enti furniture ye beye na said na ayarega sika no akonwa banya na abatena so you need to spend $11 million.
$11.1 million just for only furnitures.
Enti dollars no enra madam for be for US by Ghana na oka kire me say oba Ghana no wahu this Toyota Land Cruisers brand new na abam mono no wahu several ones e wo kroma na ye no nwanwa because US baby o no kra na betu abasa bosome na on flashes aka na ba kokora ba Ghana has say every blessed day these guys are moving up and down. Yanso na da bia kwa abonten kwa sresres ka bebo bosia e de ba e wo kroma na business ka na ye ne den. So that is how we've been over the years. Asema parliament asema ikoda di and yes do so nsemi ma remfi the same parliament konwa na moteso mo kokra free China meboa e wo kroma be ye debate.
It's true.
So how to empower young people in this country say be ya o betimi an yes a niema we ma ya to no sa nim de ne sa nyansa no eni ho because to no krom ha na emfaso bi amaso ma no menu asa wokọ Asia, most of the emerging economies, some of the big countries like Indonesia, Taiwan, your friend is saying big Asian countries that are emerging, you know. Do you know, say, the backbone behind the economy, you know, has to do with furniture and those things, kind of stuff, or more exported to Abanteng. Vietnam, one of the major things they do, some of this furniture, and for they export to Europe. Turkey. Over the years, you know, Pononen as if I told you, and I told you,
Turkey dog.
So, dear, no bet me, I ain't say. So, besides, say, how are we retooling young people in those local industries? No, some of these things will make me a producer. Come in, I come here, on Ben or Ghana, how you need to pay. So it means our parliamentarians doesn't have the locus
exactly to even question.
Add moral locus.
The moral locus.
Yes, legally they may have, but moral locus.
The moral locus.
Yes.
To even question BoG.
BoG
for acquiring as a purchasing 11.1 million furnitures.
Yes.
Because
so you see, enti and I say mine your team no as will be a the ope. And it's the reason why Addison will have the audacity and the infantry to do what he did. At the time, and oh yes, I did. We don't forget the minority in NDC time, STG demonstration.
Yeah.
Or catch them some hooligans.
Yes.
The guy insulted them and called them hooligans. Said they should know a better way of demonstrating. But this is Parliament with an oversight responsibility, or where they can exercise over some of these institutions and even stop the building of that particular thing. Net2.3. But what happened? Ekoduru na partisan politics na ya issues na kwakwada, and that guy had the full capacity to do these things. I said we are by I'm expecting say you have a proper audit into every single dollar that was pumped into that particular thing. Now you who say indeed said sikani be for baby also akoto ngonwa over $11.1 million.
Tiaso was it committee 8.6 million into integrated electronic security systems. Bakudi also ICC system and network infrastructure cost them $8.6 million. And then another integrated electronic security system cost them almost $15.8 million.
No one said Sikano Mumbo, and you see some of these security your fans saying we are installation your moki can once me Kofi my remfi last 2 years na your fans say there is this China your fans say Russia guys what they do is that they sell information online on those way at some point in time na Ghana Finance Ministry proper documents in for were being sold on those platforms. So the documentary is out there. Oko, your friend is saying one of the streaming platforms. I will show it to you. They were selling your friend saying intelligence, our Ghana Finance Ministry, and you go there, they will tell you say, oh, we have all the security buying. So they will get away with it because Kroma and Kasa and Kasa. State institutions empowered to take some of these things, they will not. Because some of these things, you don't even need to go to Parliament and argue over it. All you have to do to get a proper audit firm, I'll go into every single dollar that was used in this particular building. You'll be able, because there's a paper trail. Sure. There is a paper trail. You do comparison. I know, say, price is not okay for this, is it standard across board? When you do these things, then you bring the report. When you are speaking, then we speak to fact. But some of these things, depending on where the person stands across the political divide, NDC Nibe can't say, MPP Nibe can't say, I don't know, the issue become a foolish case. We don't move anywhere. So people will continue from today going. Obisu Babi see a dying. No, so because there is no centralized system in this country that are the responsibility. Say some of these things in some of these institutions and what they do, because there is no reasonable basis for Bank of Ghana to, in the first place, build that particular building at the time na Ghana was in crisis. Let alone some of these fanciful things they are mentioning in Nasa Forum. Nina Baba yet Ghana Foka yet home. Now besides some for so ben Ghana Kwaku Annan because just say building near old. At this time now, man for you near my busy basa. You don't spend such a fortune. At the same time, don't forget. At the same time, we are also building cathedral. At the same time, no almost Ghana ni tighten the belt, At the same time, we were building cathedral. So near man I ever matimamu for one matimamu for Abrabako Yenedia. That has never been the priority of those in power. It has always been agenda plan. Baby, I acquire Benyasika free. That is why I'm employing Ghanaians. They need to be very vigilant and get out of this excessive partisan politics. Who say governance at any point in time must serve the interests and the purposes of the people of this country. It must not be at the whims of some individual for the conveniences of those in power. Or no, they can easily have access. Because at any point in time, how is the government serving your interest? That should be the basic drive. Your politics, Kruma. But Anyasana, you continue to fight among ourselves in the manner we do. We are going to create a lot of strength for people, and they will capitalize on that particular strength and allow your division way to do some of these things. Because at the time, Addison, yes, I never way. Devon Yankan Okruma. It was all over in the media, demonstrations, discussion, parliament. The guy was never perturbed because somebody was telling Charlie, do it, I've given you the green light. And I know the day nothing will happen. Here we are today. Parliament is asking questions. We don't even need those things. All that we need is make sure a serious audit firm will go to Bank of Ghana, take all the documents, analyze it, and tell us, say, indeed, this amount of money you're inflating it to this level. Say, then we know, say, somebody can be prosecuted.
Sure.
By the way, we bandy these figures around, 11, and so what? Because we've not proven, say, your friend saying, oh, we be and you and I know, say, doesn't make sense. So what it means is you come now, you're a proper auditor. We know how much was actually used in some of these enterprises. Then we know how much was added. Then we can speak to proper facts in as a forum. But about this usual comic, we've been here before. So I'm not expecting say the next stage of your politics is zoom, you know. We come back to the same square thing. The same thing because we need to prove and show seriousness at this time round. It's not business as usual. A man for my committed crime against this particular country must not get away. Now the who lady is national service or no about Kruma when you the camera dinner not just all turn who social media. Up to now, I'm not even sure whether she has been invited or not. What I say, when you do some of these things, you know, you man for Bamubu people, a man for Nyajide say, the commitment say they fight corruption is really real or not? Because the facts are available in America. Some of these scandals break it up, but the following day the FBI will pick you up and make sure say you are interrogated. Do you know why they do that? When you create that vacuum, it creates a certain sense of unseriousness. Between the government and the people. But government, you know, at no point in time must people lose confidence in government. So they do those things within short period just to sustain trust and confidence in the government. Say government is really doing this or doing that. But here we are. Our own people are also saying it is a witch hunting. Witch hunting, but that's how when you witch, you'll be a hunter. We can only hunt witches. If you are not a witch, what you'll be a hunter? Kofi Uti will be a hunter. Yes. So we had a dear course for national service. Now a cartel at Tennessee for a period of 7 good years, inserting ghost names into pay road database. I pay almost every month. That alone should tell you the structural weakness. Me, I am not focusing on Sabayo and for more national. That is the narrow approach we always adopt. For instance, there was a time I meet morning show across some of the platforms. The focus was on 3 people now no more. I'm catch say you people don't know what you're talking about. Those people are a cartel. For them to operate successfully for 7 good years, it means there is a systemic weakness that they capitalize on that. Because national service, you know, let's know what they know. Omo register no omo call grants ni na submit to parliament. Why do you think the law no my whole to submit to parliament? Oversight responsibility. So you cross check. Controller and accountant general doing payment, you know. You are not a zombie. You list brow and go to yaka. You have a role to do oversight. So you see the institutions involved to sit there for 7 good years for this cartel to capitalize on the weakness in the system and be taking money for 7 good years, you know. I trust that the system is weak. And to me, a leader, I'll rather focus on the systemic weakness in the system before I send a Nipano crime about so. What does them know? But about what is Obiaka systemic weakness in one? What is Obiaka say?
Our focus is on the personality.
On the personality. Parliament.
But the systemic weakness.
No.
I don't know. You drink alcohol.
Obia drink alcohol. Mintis Obiakra, we are just an expert way to radio. So Mintis Obiakra boss that.
It's all on the personality.
On the personality. Oh, young Kwachi, we and say. But don't forget the President Mahama pencil. Man, Krofobit Sika or national service because omu the same thing. Okay.
So they reverse.
They reverse. So for us to come back 7 years after, it means that there is a structural weakness in the system. People will continue to capitalize on that. How are we eliminating this systemic weakness? Nobody is talking about it. Oh, young Kwachi or one national security, I'm for address it to say, wait, nothing will come out of it. I think we need to sit down and make sure that governance and my culture say yanchungu eboso and yanchungu baby. There is no book we have leadership, no governance. It's an art. How we adopt to approach and how you go about it. Now contextualizing within where you find yourself and make sure say it serve the interest of the people. China, for when they adopted your friends say private capitalization, people thought it's never going to be possible. But they are reaping the dividends and because China was the first country to experiment that particular thing. Okay, almost say communism, a private capitalism, but then the dividend, the economic dividends of what we achieve, and it has become a model. Now other countries are also experimenting. You understand? So I think the narrow approach, and the we need to expand the horizon. But this linear way, a straight line. Governance level, we always think linear. But I think the time has come for us to expand our thinking. Now you're making sure that issues no bad. Let me
kind few of the messages now. We'll wrap up with a tidal wave. We call it a day. Mama Johnny Yang, thank you. And all the platforms, Mama Johnny Yang was so thank you very much. Say Mama Johnny Yang were Ahonto 92.3 F. Yes, simply so. Ajumadi yeso the media so there's a coffee so Jumray Metinama Alaska the Dawn. Ivan Che Innocent or a researcher and Ote can say in a tree and come on, let me read few of the messages in Mayaba and I inquired him now. I'll say good afternoon. If I'm enjoying the show this afternoon, I'll say please ask Jane Manson when shall we receive our 2024 election little allowance. It's 3 months now. Please, we need that allowance now from Tei and Saitama. Almost say, Electoral Commission, 3 months in the Entionka. It will be say Electoral Commission or say the bank and over Trial Macantite. One more in the amount and I say, and beware. Some ECG officials are creating doomsday today between 11 a.m. and 12 noon. The light went off for 4 times. Why? We in a frank at the Africa South, and our boss say, or say, ECG for your home ye, and people for be a woman, or create a problem no at the Mayan, or say for 4 good times, and then between 12 to 1, not a mallet of bear 4 times, or say, it's uncalled for, and yet, until any year, or say, so can Akufo Addo sit on a house chair in public? Or say, sorry, Alex, God limit me in Kado can because I know she was say criminal bombo. Sorry, I can't read that. Or a former president, and he deserves that due respect. I'll say happy birthday, and to Mansuro, and now birthday, happy birthday to you. Na, I'll say, we pip. Free Dobro and someone I say good afternoon citizen. I am advocating that all true CPP family come together so that we can change the name Kotoka International Airport to Kwame Nkrumah International Airport. We should try as much as possible to go and plant a very big billboard with the inscription Kwame Nkrumah International Airport in front of the airport. How can we harness somebody who overthrew Kwame Nkrumah with the airport that he built? Greetings to Honorable Fred Agbenyo and Kofi Adams. And pay Numeri also the Aba Abe Boom. A lot of messages here. Say Kofi, I always enjoy Ivan Che. God bless him for us. And I John so the Aba Kwesi Nkoko or Sekofi. I'm enjoying your show all the way from Nkoko. Tell Ivan we need more of him in Ghana here. I say, let's wrap up on a tidal wave. Now, pick up some few calls. Now, on this tidal wave, I'm Rami Hunsabampeni right after the ceremony Okoho. And we share the devastating level at which Nkofo War Agavagine Omomo coastal line of water region go through no Anno. Some part of Accra is also facing that same challenge. Now, who said in 2021, that is somewhere December 2021, the NPP government under the finance minister Kennedy Agyapong then committed 10 million Ghana cedis. 10 million for a visibility study, which results in and here we are.
Citizen, I reho, but they did come. I'm more President Mahama, but so you see, they say, "Oh, town Kwadu and away in America. We a leader. We a leader. The most important thing, they say, I'm for the who's a for them."
Yeah.
enti or how to nipa na etchere so a you need to be there. Because in America, quite recently, you but na a the following day, the president will fly there. You see, just to give people say as a commander in chief, no,
I'm with you,
and that is what the leadership is about. That is why I consistently, not some of us were on TV. You couldn't president even tweet a crown on Twitter. Uncle, Obasana, you distance yourself from the people. And that was a very busy day at the Jubilee House. Because now a Independence Day, President Mahama traveled from Anopakusi area, or we are one tenacity. And I'll call that particular place, no. A day before, no Cote d'Ivoire. And he has been running around because that is what leadership demands. Being there for the people. So, my member Abaso said, upon all his busy schedules, he took time to visit the people just to assure them, say, he is there for them. And this whole tie-dye website, you see, it's a problem that has been existing for quite a while. And Yahoo in several back accident has seen the last 8 years. And so whenever we will expect to say certain lasting solution be now remedy the situation. But never, like we said, a whooping 10 million was committed. Say feasibility study and intervention. Yeah, cause steady situation there on what to do. And no, to be spending 10 million
4 years ago.
The report, as to because you don't do feasibility study and drop it when the amount involved is huge. But 10 million said nipa indeed a year feasibility study 1 year. And at that enclave, and when you could see signboard that you Kwabena for almost 4 to 7 good years. There is no cater port there. What I say, how I wasting resources and how government then demonstrates that he didn't even care about the people because Sanema we are na ekoswo obada sorry na apia what dining as a phone I was expecting say government will come with the reallocation plan. You move the people away from that particular shore now. Sanema we because see there is nothing you can do unless you undertake a certain massive way about cutting the sea off from the people. But until that, you need to move the people away and do a sea defense kind of intervention about stopping the sea from coming. But and I'm saying to Kroma sabi Debia Makasa who be a Jenako. Yanti Kroma na Kofi. When there was the last time, when there was the first time, what to say, your friend Dambe Bagredamo, ye be a funny part.
I book Ache.
I feel be a man of a funny power, Kroma saying. Indeed, Makata say, Nimian South Meboa.
The Senate and Kayaka Palugu Dam.
Yes, because you see, leadership, every day be asare, you're solving problems. That is all leadership is about. If you don't know, it's about solving problems. No problem, our creative, no problem, problem for others. So you don't allow problems to persist when you've been given all the resources, everything to deal with such situation. Yet to Kroma. Every way be as way for be a dam. A man be funny power in the north for. I feel be a kunipa. A catty road as a for
destroy your
yes. And for that problem to exist,
and that also we've committed 12 million.
Yes. And don't forget that this year Bagredam be funny pa. A kunipa.
Because Paulo good any.
The next one, yes, the National Intelligence Bureau, that's the NIB. A security agency has also commenced a series of investigations into a certain individuals, of all whom are appointees of the former president and Akufo Addo. Now, these individuals who are the subject of ongoing investigations are reportedly being scrutinized for various reasons, while some are under investigations for alleged involvement in corruption-related activities during their respective tenures. Others are being invited for certain controversial statements made in the media. Now, the first one that came in mind, I think, in the people's mind, Professor Christopher Ameyaw Anas, the former board chairman of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, that's the GIF, and then Professor Christopher, who was also detained by the National Intelligence Bureau on Sunday, that was yesterday, the 23rd of February 2025, over his alleged involvement in the failed $3 billion Accra Sky Train project. Were you surprised, Endra?
You see, the only thing that I'm surprised about, and I said, I'm sure so the whole Ghana Obiana not being so about taking some say
they're looking at his record.
Especially when we have had serious scandals across the country regards the previous administration. Now, in the year, especially the children, first point of call, now, I I never knew he says he was the board chairman of GIIS. Until now, Dinkrapo is not part of my list of Nkofua or don't know because he was a minister during the Akufo administration. And for his name to have come out, because we have all kicked against that $2 million that was paid free to some people.
Can you imagine?
You just pay, even the feasibility study, they didn't do it. And then
to Africa Investors Holdings.
Yes, that they have done ABC, you are nothing. There are no records to show so many feasibility studies say the trade maybe I say only a cry in 10 or whatever it is. And no, they will just do out $2 million to these people. You can want some that money cannot be left to go unrecovered. And once he was the board chair, there's the need for him to come and explain to Ghanaians how that check was signed, how that money was dispensed without any work done. Anybody bicycle finance who be here pass out by a bit to a mossa. Why not a second to say, I can. Yes, Franca, you don't buy so many former attention, Emra, now, Jupiter as a share and conform. It was somebody at the power, and the same person.
But I mostly know, I did we are de won't say what's out that Aquada Boko want to want send you.
And it was one of our topical discussions and the reason you say. Most of the scandals that's as soon as they discover we were living. You've been raising who China Koya Pontifica. But John Mahama has 4-year term and 1-year term. So 1-term office. So I doubt it if you will let all these things go unchecked or unpunished. But that is what the Ghanaians are expecting him to do. So far in the Fourth Republic, Obi Ameka said, even though there were infractions in some of the things that he did, I know I'm paying before. Oba straight away watching first track high court. Did Jerry Gofa of Fisa, Mamma Ahero and Nano. And all human being pan out share a bit of Chachuki Chikatamo. Now, because on Sasa Komoko jail to that term. Sign castration of Kwame Victor Solomon, Ibrahim Adams Nino. No, yes, sir, or more years ago. Then it was misapplication of funds. Say, yes, say, GMPC. Now, my people for money, besides, what do you man say, or no GM? Oh, investment, and I say, can't the movie adequately at the forefront. That's a misapplication of funds. And only a charging and not you do it. Now, what would you? It's the current affair. What do you want to just say? Boom, as to what they used to do, nobody can even feel it. And for instance, they quote and associate $1 million and also show who are suffering nothing. She said, the monies were just going like that. She said, and I want to believe, said this one, and I said, the latest prosecutions, and I said, government, they will be accountable to us, say, when I chill, no, you're too too, you do some same, you just coming out of the training. I want to gun for that. I will continue to demand accountability.
Ebra na Mahama edi nkomo ne tamedwuma for mpanifo ededa no mo edi nkomo adema kweko pm so say Ghana's economy was criminally mishandled under Akufo Addo's government. Now ebi kwa to say even termed it as a crime scene. Ebi say sasem no kan no ebema omo ompese omdom sika be so manum de adwuma no ebema omomba ebepam omo. Was it right for him to even use that word? And what kind of say criminally, like as he says, it was criminally mishandled.
I think that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was even fair to the administration at Ekram. Because sincerely speaking, yes, the economy was criminally handled. People deliberately siphoned monies. People deliberately pushed monies into areas that up to date we have not even had a trace. $52 million, 52 million Ghana cedi transferred to a known account. $58 million pumped into just a hole. Foundation. Yeah, and yes, sir. We are lay concrete to remove the iron rods in the Sahun trade worker IF flow or ground flow. Just the hole.
Sadia way na sa cathedral in Anno. Na a software de da sorry ano na da board so.
You understand? We have 700 million Ghana cedi pumped into the system. Again, the Square Bank, a new Bank of Ghana offices. How do you call it? Estimates, under 100 million. And the most I'm valuation of $150 million. Before they will not value to $200 million. You see, I say a penny. And where are these monies or where did those monies go? We are nothing wrong. You don't want the GA. You say, into a GA portion, the GA. Share a Sputnik V, Secretary Yakutia, Vassina, Yan Fast would be a share a frontiers, or airport, Wadia and which between now. What you are called Cherry be one bonting. Purport is said, or be no Yamamoto. That's why a more Jim on a father, not a this argument. But they used a pseudo company to do, as if to say, sir, we didn't come. But it was them. Everything that went on in terms of managing our economy was deliberate. Because SIC, State Insurance Corporation, I insure every state asset. Kenoforata ban and making sure that all state assets will be insured by an enterprise insurance company. Indigenous banks and a system, just because they wanted their system of finance to thrive compared to the general welfare of Ghana and other private sectors. We have a private sector taxes the private sector. Meanwhile, capitalist government, your main friend, the private sector. But mobile, the good private sector, even Temahabo, and why you feel up to date. And what they did to this country and the economy was criminal, and it was deliberate. It will even ginger the investor community to say, yes, because don't forget, sir, there were economists outside Africa who were telling the serious nature and mismanagement of the Akufo Addo administration in terms of the economy. Professor Henke. And then we have also people who also said, investment. But as soon as so percent and most of us will have run away. In Kofor, we can be the point to the cash for seat no more, or more deliberate or more cyclists. Yeah, Tigan and 40 capital gold catchers 100. Any additional community mining at NBC and say it's kind of community mining in Bang and we're him. So John Mahama said it rightly, said the economy at the time and Ghana and it mishandling and by extension has been a crime scene. I don't see anything wrong with it.
It's all kinds of money be
when can't somebody be a Ghana would be a seven and so that from when you said you're going to have a kind of correct because and yes, I can mention and my friend said, large B and that's last ride B and you see can be a bank of Ghana. Now, I didn't think you are from a catastrophe in profession. That part is kind of being just cycling it, and we have shown evidence. I am this year, as I said. Time on the private jet to correct with you. Again, I am on the echo. It is so much happened. And you did the Mahama can. That's no crime.
Now, I better just say, it's also agenda 1111.
Yes.
Now, we need 1.7 billion to complete the agenda 111 project. John Dramani Mahama and Kawi. But the question is, you will be a friend misplaced priority. Wait, next count.
Meanwhile, is the biggest misplaced priorities ever perpetrated of this country. Health sector, papa. Now, so, you pay for the new best of your people compare employers. Meanwhile, almost as in this 88 within a year. 1 year of food training, not as a person of everything. You have a kind of a book, Planko said, you are more kind and cheers. Because they said that they would use that 1 year to look for the land and prepare the documentation. Now, so as you will be there. We saw that it was a big insult to the people of this country. And here the Jam transfer. And also, since you are property 88 in the bigger Kanamana 111 across the country. One on campaign, but a Benham if you keep a compared person. She said, what I say, no fine, sir, 6 years. One to me uncomplete, even 5 a year computer, yap yourself 1 or 4 years tomorrow. Never. 3 more complete years so called. And yes, a more complete punk or 4 years tomorrow. There are still works to be done there. And what they did was that they used the Ghana Exim funds, to push into projects on the to go on. In the South most of the major projects now, MPP, almost and almost no more job, interchange, no more job, hospitals, no more job. And all they did because of the person who created hardship among the next government of the back.
So that was the idea.
That was the idea. Because so we did a Japan document there. It is stated in it that even in an event when they are not in power, they should be able to control the system, because by that time, as a funds are being administered. They must also ensure that there will be a disaffection for the incoming administration, just in case they don't win power. And some disaffection, a business said, and the brain and some communion at that time. We suspended Bimo, now off fire a billion. It means a Nupana, you are suspended people voting by MD. As well as about Pamo. It is so because a big critique said the boss out of filming in because some of the people are banana people do the West. That is the disaffection aspect. And then the hardship never put here. They pushed a crank as a material, they pushed it to the next government committee. You see, so it was criminally done. They intentionally push people there at last minute, etc. And to me, this administration has to open its eye. Now, only what is necessary.
So, sir, project we know almost better was one now to me because 1.7 billion to complete that project.
Yeah, it is necessary. It is necessary to continue because this is what Ghanaians are looking out for. Taxpayers' money. Anyway, the question. Until you can't say, ordinarily, no be a course of the other side. About way back on to us. Now, a good Anna, a business many other projects, including if you are my point before that as national project, Bimo, and NDC projects a whole lot. And what the taxpayers are now asking us, say, we want you to continue the project. Otherwise, we say, and I'm more to you go and borrow money and start a project. So why you not buying for back? Now, or the man just say about capital. Then we go and borrow again to restart the same project. And if you agenda 1 and our bank can say 16 regions may select one. And so may select 2 hospitals, may select 2 hospitals each at all the 16 regions. And that's a one very big hospital, sir. And can be automated itself, then say one spread is coming over 111. Now want to hear even 4. Not 3 national people commission. There's nothing to write home about.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.